she knows me and she knows what I'm capable of giving. But I came back and said, I think I could do 3 kids. You know, so I think that's something we need to think about, is that in between number and saying, how many children would you be willing to sponsor?
Well, that's also knowing your audience.
Yes,
And
this is very much knowing your audience.
That was hard.
Who wants to do one of us?
In front of the group. Shall we get one in here?
We'll pick straws if you guys don't volunteer.
You're winning.
We don't bite much.
I guess I could try. I didn't get to ask Kim. Kim was the asker. We got involved in the conversation. Didn't actually ask, so I come on, Naomi. I just tried. Questions though. What am I asking?
We're gonna volunteer Catherine to do
Okay.
it because she's been out of the room for the majority of this conversation, so she's most likely to be fresh blood. We'll pretend her niece is Miss Moneybags.
I'm coming into this knowing that Catherine has a lot.
Yes, I bet you're gonna try. Let's say
Yeah, I should have written down all my questions before.
let's say an appropriate gift to Catherine is about $5,000.
Thank you for giving me a number. Okay.
That's what you
$5,000 might not be.
Yeah,
Like, that's the one you're going for.
We'll start from there, and Catherine can decide if that's an appropriate amount based on your ask.
Alright. So how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Great, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate the time that you've given me. I've been working with this really great nonprofit organization. I also work at Alter Elementary School and librarian. The organization's called Books for Keeps. And what Books for Keeps does is they give every kid in my school and 4 other schools in Athens 12 books for summer reading every summer. They give them at the end of the school year. And our goal is to decrease summer slide. So summer slide is when they leave school at the end of the school year, they come back and they've just forgotten everything they learned the previous school year. And we've done studies that have shown that if you read over the summer, that can retain some of that knowledge. And my school and the 5 schools that we serve are just some of the most poverty-stricken schools in Athens. My school has over 95% free reduced lunch, so that means we have about less than 10 kids in my whole school who don't receive free or reduced lunch. And they really just have nothing at home, and they don't have the support as far as reading at home. This program just really makes a huge impact in their lives now, but it also helps them as they get older and older in the future. They've shown that kids who read are less likely to be arrested and are more likely to graduate from high school. And those are both huge problems with our students here in Clark County. I was wondering if you might be willing to make a personally significant.
Okay, Miss Moneybags is over here.
Okay, sorry. So I was wondering if you might be willing.
Okay.
Which one am I going for here?
You're
ready?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
You're doing good because I'm getting really flustered, so you're doing really well.
Okay, so
if I had $5,000 to give you, I'd probably just write your
So I was wondering if you might be willing to make a personally significant donation. I was thinking maybe around $5,000, and that would fund almost half of my school's involvement with these programs.
Well, I mean, I think sounds like a worthy organization. My mother is an elementary school teacher, or an elementary school assistant in a school that's heavily free and reduced lunch, so I know a lot about that as well from her. You know, it sounds like a great organization, but I've never heard of it in the community. Is it really well publicized, or, you know, because that's something that I would have liked to volunteer with, but I've just never heard about it before.
Well, some things that we do are, a parent letter goes home every year with our distribution so that the parents know what's going on. And we also have a lot of fundraisers. I'm not sure that's really true. We have some fundraisers throughout the year, but we also have a really big book sale every year. We get a lot of donations, but they're not all children's books. And some of the children's books are not really appropriate for what we're giving. We really try to give high interest children's books, not just books that they're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll read this. We try to get books that we know they're going to be interested in, like Tired for Women Kids, sports books. So we have a book sale every year to help make money for our organization, but it also ends up being kind of a big publicity for us as well, because people hear about it all around the community.
That would
I can say something.
Articles and
Articles can ask for a volunteer. She just mentioned that she might be interested in volunteering.
Oh, so a great way that you could come and volunteer with us is at the distributions. We really need people to help out giving the books away to children. It's an amazing way to get to see the children that you're helping every day and see the look on their face. It is literally like Christmas in May to these children to get 12 free books to take home for you over the summer. It's an amazing opportunity.
So go back to the ask as well, because you still want to make sure that you're asking at the end.
So I need to ask again for the.
So every time I ask a question, she's
No.
supposed to ask me for $5,000.
You're offering. But you want to emphasize, make sure that you're going, the point of this meeting is also to make sure that you're getting the ask. And you
So
made the ask,
I would like for her to volunteer, but what I really need is the $5,000.
you would like both, ideally, but
5,000 is more important, so. focus
Yeah.
on that.
yes.
Thanks a lot, Caitlin.
So I go back and ask that again. You know, I said that we would love to have a distribution, but would you also be willing to
Well, then
make
she
this
could see
donation?
how her money
For our.
was that.
Nice.
Yes. So you could see how your money was affecting this
Yeah.
donation that you would be making would affect these children.
Something like that.
And you went to from beginning ask to intermediate to advanced ask, because normally when you do an ask, like you said, the simpler the better. So if she mentioned volunteering, great, that's probably a good thing to put in the back of the mind for now. Because you do want to focus on what can we do to get to this gift. So you did a great job by incorporating both, you don't have to do it.
Okay.
It can be a good idea, but it can also
Distract from the original.
Right.
Very good, yeah.
You want her to be laser focusing on that, whatever she needs to know to get to that check. And anything to distract you from that is gonna be excessive at this moment. So, you know what, volunteering, we would love to have you. Let's talk about this a little bit more later, because what I would wanna know, or what I wanna be able to share with you is the great ways that we do PR. You know, so say, you know what, this is obviously important to you, let's put a pause on it for now. Because you don't wanna disregard the fact that she's brought it up, but at the same time, this conversation has a specific.
You're doing great. Thank you.
Would it be appropriate place to say, like, most of our funds are directed to acquiring books and not to PR, which is a reason, you know, to more focusing on her objection that she's not heard of it.
Well, it's gonna depend on the reason she's asking, and you don't wanna guess at necessarily at too much, because the majority of the talking at this point should be her, right? You wanna figure out what she's thinking, how she's feeling, how she's moving. So, if I haven't heard of you, that could be, I only give to organizations that promote my family. That could be, I don't wanna give to organizations that have just started. That could be, I don't want to give to organizations that have a smaller budget than $50,000. You don't know that just yet why she's asking.
Or she has been working too hard making that money, so she hasn't heard anything.
Yes.
She's been
Well,
working her off.
Very busy.
Well, is that when you have a brochure or something to hand to her, or have you said that beforehand to,
Maybe
before
I
you
need to
meet
go
her or
back to
something, you
how
know?
long we've been around. You know, we haven't been around that long.
But if she says, you know, I'm not familiar, I mean, would you have something?
If you feel like there's
Materials in
something
hand.
behind the question, if you're getting the sense that there's something more behind why she asked, you can stop and say, you know what, I'm happy to share about our PR plan with you, but can you tell me first, why is that important to you? It's completely appropriate to turn the question back around to that person and say, you know what, it sounds like PR is a critical piece of this decision. Why? Why is it important for you to know? And they'll tell you, they'll say, you know what, PR, it matters to me because I want to know that my organization, the organizations I donate to, are going to have a wide reach, or that if I send it out in the Christmas letter at the end of the year, people are going to know what I talk about. So don't guess, find out. If you get the sense that there's more there, say, you know what, that's a great question, we hear that all the time. Happy to tell you about it, but first off, just to make sure I'm on the same page, why is this a critical piece to you?
And you might want to, since questions are going to surprise you, people are going to come with questions that you're not going to have a prepared answer for. But brainstorming what kind of questions might people have and how you might respond to those can be a really good exercise, because like you said, well, you gave a great example of how to turn that back around, of how you can see your impact of $5,000 at one of these book drives. Because part of the planning and preparation part is trying to think, well, what objections might come up, what questions might they have, and what do I need to know to answer those well? And that's something that you might want to share within the entire group, is objections that you faced and questions that you faced, so that other people know, oh, wow, I never even thought about that one before.
Look, I have, and it only applies to me because I'm not in Athens. So what, I have had the question, why aren't you volunteering in Greenville? Which might be a personalized business an answer. This is what showed up at the right time and right command. What do I say to kind of people in Greenville? Bringing money to people in Georgia.
I've run into that. I'm not always successful, but what I tell people is that there is no other program like ours, and that we do have 2 reading researchers on our board of directors that are helping us evaluate the program over the course of the next 3 years, and that we have a distribution model that has been proven that your donation puts books directly in these children's hands. So if you can find an organization in Greenville that can do this, that's wonderful. But this will go directly to children in Athens, and no, they're not in Greenville, but at least it's children.
She
Does
had me
Greenville
at-
have the same level of, I don't know, but do they have the same level of need that?
I was gonna say,
Yes.
demographically, for a county, city, or combined government, whatever you wanna call us, demographically, for our size, we are at the top of the list of being one of the worst in the nations, in the nation.
We usually be less than percent, so I will get it to Greenville.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Mount Bethel didn't want to have a book drive for us, that mega church in Atlanta, and that was the argument that won them over. I'm like, if you can find an organization locally that you can give your books to, wonderful, but I'm offering to solve that problem for you, and through a program that's meant to actually make those books count in a way that giving them to Goodwill wouldn't. So it did win them over.
You guys have a highly replicable, easy to implement, low cost to implement, proven model. And it's about to be more proven at the end of this 3-year evaluation. So what they're doing beyond impacting the community specifically is they're helping to lead this innovative work when they give. And this gets back to the key piece about knowing your audience and doing your research ahead of time so that you can make an appropriate ask. Not everyone that you talk to will be swayed by the community impact in Athens, but you need to know what will sway them. She just said, this organization that they were talking to was interested in being at the helm of an innovative model because it might come to their community one day. That's a completely valid argument. You guys have a model that can probably go nationwide within a certain number of years. And I think if you knew that your audience had alignment in the other specific areas, education, children, reading, what have you, that you could make that specific argument. It's going to be harder in Greenville. Just because people are going to want to give where they can see the impact.
People wanna give local.
Yeah. So,
It's gonna be harder in Germany.
grant writing, not so much.
We have a surprising amount of donors in Canada.
That's fine.
So countries with strong educational, I'm not demeaning American educational system, but we all know it doesn't help. People in countries with stronger education find it easier to give. I think it's an easier sell for me in Germany, just as it's easy to get. Schools have done book drives in Canada.
That's cool.
To give to the poor Americans, but
You guys should create a map that shows where all the different donations are coming from, put it on your website, and say, you know what, if people in Canada can see what this does here, people in Greenville should. Leverage everything you can about your storytelling.
I like that, that's great.
So we're kind of at the end of time. I wanted to do one quick piece, which was that last slide on my page, about some further resources. I think I harped up and down, I'm sorry, on the slides. I jumped up and down about the Foundation Center. I cannot brag on those people enough. If you guys have any time in the evenings or on the weekends to go take some of their free classes or just to check out their books, please do so. I understand that the database is also here. Please have somebody show you how to use it. It's such a phenomenal resource. The other piece that I wanted to touch on was 2 key resources. There's the Association of Fundraising Professionals in Atlanta. It is all of the working professionals we get together and do professional development pieces. Normally, there's a way where you can pay a fee and actually go to that lecture. It's in the mornings. It's 7:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. Okay, I'm sure all of you are just biting at the bit to go because even I live in Atlanta and I want to go to these meetings. But they're really, really valuable, both for the networking and for the actual education. These are usually the really high-level power players who come out and do the presentations. So you learn a lot, you make some really good connections doing so. The other thing is United Way does a board member training that includes a strong piece on fundraising, it includes a strong piece on organizational oversight. So one of the things I've found with my own board members in the past is that board members who've had a chance to go through this program feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident in what their roles and capabilities are and how to leverage their talents. So I would recommend, if you guys have an opportunity to apply for that, please do so. Again, phenomenal networking because you're working with various organizations across the state, not just in Atlanta. I recognize that all of these are Atlanta resources, but they're not far. We're not far. So thank you guys for all your time.
Thank you.
We're going to do one last temperature check. So thumbs up if you're feeling comfortable and like you know what you need to know. Side to side if you're feeling like you got one or both, or one or either. And thumbs down if you don't feel comfortable and don't feel like you should do. Yeah? Alright, no, I mean, that's all my goal was to get at least two people up, so I'm glad we got it.
No one was completely down that time.
So everybody's feeling a little bit more confident and learned a little bit, which were our two objectives, so we're good to go. Do you guys have any final questions for us?
I just appreciate your time so much, both of you, all three of you, and four of you. This is, like I said, just food for the starving. I feel like we needed this. I needed it for sure.
We will be getting you a much more comprehensive manual. One of the things I have done so far is put together a very in-depth piece. About halfway done, y'all are going to eat, and it's like 80 pages. So you guys are going to be slammed. I'm sorry.
Overall readers.